We're here today with Cheryl Mack, CEO of Startcon. Cheryl, thanks for your time.
No problem.
Are you able to give some background to Startcon?
Yeah, of course. So Startcon was started actually 7 years ago. And at the time, startups weren't super cool. No one was really talking about it. The government wasn't really in the space at all. And so someone named Pete Cooper started this event. He was like, hey, let's just get together. And it was maybe 100 people that first one. In that time, from 2009 to 2014, it grew from 100 to 1,500, and that's when I came on board. And then since then, we've grown it from 1,500 to 3,000 last year, and we're expecting about 4,000 people this year. So it's really become the cornerstone event for the community. Anyone involved in the startup community, technology, growth. It's a full 2-day event that really brings everyone together.
And what are some of the key elements of the event?
Yeah, so we have 4 stages, which is just a crazy amount of content. On the main stage, we feature almost exclusively high-profile international names. So we have, like the CEO of Crunchbase and the VP of Growth from, Pinterest. And then the other stages feature in-depth workshops from local experts. And then we also have a huge pitch competition, an expo. We have about 150 exhibitors, including 75 startups who exhibit in Startup Alley. There's also a hackathon, a corporate innovation track, a fintech stage. So there's just everything comes together. And the fun parts are the networking events that happen after hours.
And how important is it for the ecosystem to get together at an event such as this?
Yeah, so one of the kind of key points that I mention is that I hear it all the time. Startups tell me that they made the connections over the course of the 2 days that would have taken them 6 months otherwise. So if you can imagine how much work it takes to say, reach out to people, can we go for coffee? Can we do this? Here's what I want to do. Let's work on this partnership. If you could condense all of those meetings into 2 days, think how much quicker your business can grow. So, I think that's really the main point around how valuable it is for a startup just to attend. That's not even getting into if you're exhibiting in Startup Alley. I think one startup last year told me they got 100 business cards from investors. That's 100 potential investments. That's awesome. And then pitch competition, you're pitching in front of a live audience of 400 people. Can you imagine what that would do for your business? So, just for the startups alone in terms of growing their business, it's really, really valuable. And then for everyone else, we have a wide audience. It's not just for startups. We also have quite a few SMBs. 50% of our audience is actually corporate attendees, so they come to learn, what are the new things happening in the technology space and innovation. They also come to connect with startups, potential partnerships. And then for investors, if you can think these are the top startups that we are showcasing in the APAC region. So investors come to see who's the best of the best. So it really is an opportunity for everyone to come together over the course of 2 days, make those connections, and really build towards whatever journey or goal they're trying to achieve.
You touched on international speakers.
Yeah.
How easy is it to attract them to Australia to be part of an event such as this, and why do they come?
So they come for various reasons. Most of them really understand what it was like back in the day of having to start from scratch, and they want to give back. Some of them want to, get some exposure to the Australian audience, and others just want to have a vacation in this beautiful country. But it is kind of difficult sometimes to ask them to come out to this crazy country called Australia and speak in front of a couple thousand people audience. Sometimes they don't always say yes or get back to me, but when I put a lot of effort into going after the biggest names possible, because I really believe that in order for Australian startups to become global, sustainable businesses, they need to be exposed to these global ideas and global minds. And so it's really important for us to bring as many heavy hitters in the technology industry from other countries to Australia as possible.
What are some of the success stories to have come out of the event?
Yeah, so last year a startup, I won't say which one unfortunately, but had a term sheet put down at the conference, which is just incredible. They had enough interest that an investor was willing to put down a term sheet. Another one launched the day of Startcon and acquired their first 10 enterprise clients that day. Another one really went from, they had a prototype and acquired two or three people to help take it from a prototype to a full product. And now they have that and are actually, they're soaring. I can name so many. I'm very proud to see how many have gone from have an idea or I wasn't really sure of what I was doing to now I'm in multiple cities and I'm just thriving, and we're really lucky to be a part of that.
So for an investor, a corporate, a startup thinking of attending Startcon, what would you say?
Absolutely, you have to come. At least experience it once. Trust me, you'll want to come back again and again, because it's the type of event that, we're not your grandfather's conference. It's not boring. You're not just sitting there. You're learning. You're having fun. You're meeting the people that you really want to meet, and in an amazing setting that is just it brings that entrepreneurial spirit out in everybody.
Cheryl, thanks for your time.
No problem.